Hi, my name is Phoenix, and this is my YouTube channel. Um, so I have some get to know me questions from Crochetville, and we'll kind of get a little video started and see how that goes. Yes, this is the latest thing that I have crocheted. It is a version of the Taylor Swift dress. There are more pictures on my Instagram and my TikTok if you want to follow that. So the first thing I ever crocheted, I started crochet like many people do with woobles. It was a Black Friday deal with the unicorn, the narwhal, and the T-Rex, and I love all three of those things. So I had to try, and I cannot knit or sew or do any other fiber art, but somehow I was able to crochet and took off from there, doing a lot of amigurumi stuff. Yeah. Strangest place I ever crocheted. This one was a little hard for me. Like, I had to really think about it, and I don't think I've crocheted in a strange place, or maybe I just am strange in thinking that I haven't, at a strange place. But I mean, travel, the train. There was one time Amtrak was like overbooked and I had to sit on the floor, so I was crocheting on the floor of an Amtrak. Airport, home, but friends at, I don't think that there's a weird place that I crocheted. But then again, I'm the crocheter, and nowhere is weird to crochet. Favorite thing to make. So my favorite thing to make is two things. Amigurumi, which is what I started with, and I have done a lot in what my business is mainly about is amigurumi stuff, and making sure that those are like custom pieces and you can get them as gifts or for yourself or all the holidays and reasons and whatever. And I've also had a lot of people requesting different amigurumi projects that are not listed, and I'll work with them about it. And second is recently wearables. So in the winter time-ish, fall, winter, is when I started getting into wearables, and I do also sell accessories, wearable accessories, leg warmers, fingerless gloves, beanies, that kind of thing. And those are wonderful to do, and I love doing them. But expanding my knowledge in crochet, I love to learn. I have 3 master's degrees. I really love to learn. I'm not joking you. If I had all the money in the world, I would probably spend it on education and dogs. So my favorite thing is just learning. I crocheted a sweater. I don't know if I really like it, but I crocheted a sweater, and that's amazing. And I think that was that's really cool. And I'm just learning more and more. And what I want to do is be a beacon for non-binary and androgynous people and crocheters. I understand I have long hair, but I identify as non-binary, and I want to be a beacon for that, and I'm trying to figure out how to tailor wearables to emphasize that. And so everyone can feel comfortable in their skin wearing something that's crocheted. And I don't know if I will sell those, but we'll see. So my favorite yarn, I'm gonna do this by fiber. So we have acrylic, Heartland, Lion Brand Heartland, hands down. I love it. It's super soft. It has so many colors. I crocheted a like a poncho just with 4 of these, maybe 5. I'm not sure, but Lion Brand all the way. Alpaca used to be Joann's, honestly, but a huge dupe was the Wonder Fluff Knit Picks We Crochet in bulky weights, and this is what I use for the Crochet the Nile leg warmers that are on my Etsy shop. It is just a wonderful alpaca yarn. It's nice and thick so you can see your stitches, because I get pretty much all black leg warmers lasting for black, so I have this on hand. But I did see a lot of them are on Notify Me, so I'm hoping that they don't get discontinued. But if they do, I'm gonna have to go to the Hobby Divina. But we'll see about that. Merino. It doesn't have a label, I know. Lion Brand Superwash Merino. Yes. There's not much more to say about it. It's soft, it's wonderful. I love it. It also has a nice stretch and bounce to it. And yeah, so it's kind of an interesting take. I like that. Cotton I am still experimenting with. And I know a huge one is hobby yarn. So I have 8/8 for a bag that I want to make by Crochet by Jessie, the chroma bag, and I have 8/4 for amigurumi. That's what I use for the flowers in the pot. And also on my Etsy, I use the cotton 8/4. I kind of want to get the 8/6 to see how that is, because I feel like if I were to make a clothes, I'm too impatient to do the 8/4. Quite honestly, if I'm being honest, that's why I did 8/8 for the bag. 1, I think it's sturdier, and 2, like as the bag too. I don't know if I would like this as like a shirt. You know what I mean? But like these are always on sale. The 8/6 aren't. And it is the Friends one. The other one is what this is Paintbox DK. And I really loved working with this. After a while, it did feel a little weird in my hands. Like, I don't know how to describe weird to you, but I do have sweaty palms. I sweat a lot on my palms, and I don't know, maybe it was like the moisture collecting with, like, you know, the yarn. I don't know. Chalky is not even the right word. Like, I don't know what word, but when you feel it right here, having not been touched, it feels great. It feels wonderful. So I did really enjoy the Paintbox yarn, and it did frog very nicely, because I had a frog. I finished it, and then I had a frog like 25% of it. It's very sad. So yeah, my favorite hook. Can you see that? Is it gonna come into focus? Yeah, you can see it. It's My Melody. I also had a Hello Kitty hook, but I think it fell out of my bag on the train, and I am so sad about that, because that was my favorite hook. So now this is my favorite hook. They came together. They were in the Woobles kit for Hello Kitty and My Melody. Yeah, and it's a number. It's a 4mm hook. This is my go-to hook. For 4mm. So also my favorite size is a 4mm. or your trusty 5. And I know everyone's like, oh, you don't have an ergonomic like 5mm. No, I don't. Okay, I just use this. It gets the job done. Maybe I'm still in my, I don't know, whatever phase, but I would really, maybe I should get an ergonomic 5 hook because I use 4 and 5s a lot. But what I do is usually for the foundation chain, I'll do half a size up and then switch to the hook size that it's supposed to be. Unless it's a different stitch that leaves it gapy, then I don't do that. And the hardest thing I ever crocheted, so I had just started crochet. I started crocheting 2.5 years ago, and I've only done amigurumi, and then my best friend was like, I'm getting married this, and she was getting married at a courthouse, so you don't need really time for that. So I made my best friend and her husband a blanket out of chunky yarn, Burnett blanket, chunky yarn. It was like a tapestry blanket because it says love on it. I had just been crocheting for about a month and a half, and I took on this project, and I'm like, all right, there's a lot of white, it'll get done real quick. No, it did not, and it looked, I had to keep frogging, and it looked ugly. It's tapestry. I don't know how to do tapestry. Like, I don't know why I chose that one. I couldn't have done like anything else, but I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, and I gave it to them, and they pretended to love it. So what stumps you regarding crochet? Filet crochet. What? And like micro crochet? No. I don't like it when it goes below a 3.5mm. What? I don't understand. I mean, no. I am making a corset with a 3.5, and it's the Aunt Lydia's like 10 thread. I don't know why I started, but I started and I have to finish it because that's just how I am, and I don't like that, but it's been a whip for a long time now. And what else? Oh, those dresses that you see on like YouTube or Instagram that's like top 5 dresses, and then they just have these amazing crochet dresses but no pattern attribution whatsoever. So I don't know if they made it or whoever made it, but yeah. And then there's like a Cinderella one. It's either one or of 2 YouTubers who I know who made it, and I don't know if they're gonna make a pattern for it or whatever. So I don't want to say the name, but they made a fantastic Cinderella-like dress, and I thought that's beautiful. But yeah, I don't get that. No, I wouldn't be bored like 10% of the way in. I mean, this one has so much color changes, which is so, but then I had to weave in the ends, and Tunisian crochet is also one that I dabbled with, obviously with Tony, her YouTube channel and her books. That is something I still want to work with. I have Tunisian crochet hooks. I have the long one that has like the extension cord basically. I have those. I do really want to try working with something, but I don't know. I feel like my tension is very loose, and I know it's supposed to be loose for Tunisian crochet, but it just kind of falls apart. But I want to work on that. That's the one I want to work on. My current whips, the corset I mentioned, is probably always going to be a whip. Come on, let's be real. I was making a dog sweater in the wintertime, but my dog, I recently got them hoodies for Christmas. So they're really good to, he's really good to go. This is just kind of like an I love you kind of sweater. And I wanted to just use that up. But yeah, and that still works. 2 blankets. One is a chevron, also with the red heart yarn, black and white. And then I have, I think it's discontinued now. It's the Bernat Big blanket using like a 20 millimeter hook. And I made a seat cushion out of it, and I have a whole bunch more that I wanted to make a blanket out of. And I originally was gonna make it for me, then I frogged it. And I made a dog bed for my dog. He didn't get it. He doesn't get it. That's his. So that didn't really work. So I frogged that, and now I have a seat cushion. So, and by now it's too hot for a blanket. So those 2 are my whips. And right now I am working on a Mother's Day gift for, again, my best friend. This is her first Mother's Day as a mom. And I want to make her something special. And I'm not going to say anything because she might watch this video. And my business is called Friends by Phoenix. Because I started with amigurumi, Little Friends by Phoenix. Huh? Get it? Fun. So they're all made to order. Even the wearables, they're all customed. You can do it to your dimensions and to your measurements. You pick out the colors for both the amigurumi and the wearables. They're all made to order, custom. And if there's anything there that you want but you don't see, you can always message me on Etsy. I answer them pretty quickly. Whenever you like, we can figure something out. The big ones that are popular is the Crochet the Nile leg warmer, which is the black alpaca leg warmers. I should have a sample, but I don't. Those are my most popular item, period. The otter, which is my logo. And I don't know, people like the Halloween collection. I'm trying to push the Christmas collection, but people really like the Halloween collection. And yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube. Find me on Etsy. You can also find me in my portfolio on friendsbyphoenix.com. And come on over and drop a comment, drop a like, and let's build a community, or let's enter this community together. Can't wait to show you what I have more, and I'm so excited to learn from this community as well. Okay, bye.